Hey, what's up everyone, so welcome back to another video, and today I'm gonna show you kinda the best settings for PUBG that you can use maybe on lower graphic cards. In my case I have a GTX 1060. I have kinda okay FPS, but whenever I go in cities, well, of course the FPS will drop like everyone. But today I'm gonna show you the settings that I'm use and some settings that you maybe might want to play with. So first of all, you want to change these settings on your NVidia control panel. If you have an AMD GPU, then just skip this step. Just right click on your screen and click on NVIDIA control panel, and it will open this window. Go into manage 3D settings and don't change on your global settings, don't change anything. Of course you can change here as well, but it will change for any other game. If you don't have any problems in other games but you have problems only on PUBG, you might want to select program settings here. And as you can see, I have here selected player Unknown Battlegrounds, but for you, when you come here, you might not see it, and if you don't see it, press on add button and you will see here recently used, and you will see TSL game with PUBG logo. Select this one, and once you select it, press here add selected program, and once you select it, it will appear here. Choose prefer maximum performance and not optimal power, because optimal power will not give you 100% performance. And this last thing you can turn on is threaded optimization, which by default is an auto, but just turn it on to be sure it's always on. Of course you can also play with another settings here, but I prefer not to mess with them. And another thing, I see a lot of people are using Steam launch options, which right click on your game properties and set launch options, and I see a lot of people using a lot of launch options here. Well, with most of the latest updates, they don't really work, these launch options, and some of them with newer video cards they will not work, or with newer video cards they might give you worse performance. So just don't use anything that people tell you to use. Now going to the game, and here is the important part. You for sure want to use full screen. Don't use full screen windowed, because of course this full screen window, it will be easier for you to switch between apps, for example between the game and between the browser or anything else. But using full screen windowed will give you so much worse performance. Just use full screen. And the next thing you for sure want to change is, or to play with, is anti-aliasing. You can use it very low, it's not really a problem, but it gives you so much performance boost. But when you use it very low, look at the bottom on the left corner and even on the right corner. If I choose very low and apply, look how on the right here, for example, look how you can see some artifacts. If I use, for example, high, just look on the right, it just looks so much better. But I like to use it on medium, maybe low. Post-processing, also you want to use it on very low. And shadows, well, shadows, it's very important in this game, because if you have them on high, well, all the trees, all the houses will have shadows, all the players will have shadows in high quality, and shadows will just decrease you the FPS so much. And if you use on very low, the game it will still have shadows, but it will have like Minecraft shadows. And texture, you might want to have it on medium or low. Of course you can go for very low, but for example if I go very low and apply, look on the right corner, on the left corner, the rocks here on the right corner, they just look like they are not rendered. And if I go to low, they are a bit better, but still not that good. And if I go on medium, they just start to render, still not perfect, but on medium at least the graphics look okay. But if you go on very low, well, the graphic looks like shit, but of course FPS will be pretty good. I like to use it on medium. And effects and foliage, I mean, I just use them on very low, because foliage from trees, you don't really need them. And if you're gonna use medium or high, it will impact your FPS pretty much. And view distance, here is a very tricky option, which many people interpret it wrongly. If you use view distance, Even if you use very low, you will still see players from far away. If you use high settings, it will be the same thing. High or very low, you'll still see the players on the same position. What you will not see is, for example, if you choose very low, the trees and houses will not render from distance. But if you use high, then the trees and houses will render from distance. So people think like if you use very low, then you'll not see players from distance. And if you use high, you will see players from distance. No, the players, you will see them from distance, no matter you have very low or high or ultra. What you will not see, and that's why I use low and not very low, are the cars. Cars are like trees. They will render only depending on the settings you have here. So I like to have it on low, because when you land and you have it on very low, then you'll probably not see any cars. So I like to use it on low, maybe medium, but I didn't really need it. So this is a very tricky option, and as well it improves the FPS so much. And VSync, you 100% want it disabled, because VSync, it will add so much input lag on your mouse, but it will make the FPS like better and with no stutters. But I don't use it. So now let's go into the game. Oh, we have the foggy map. Of course, in the lobby you will have some low FPS. It will not be perfect.